Ellie Gunter was riveted on the latest smartphone model, which glistened across the sleek glass shelves. Savoring her to-go vanilla latte, she spotted the soft light from the ceiling that shimmered on the wooden floor and listened to the smooth jazz of the store's speakers. Inside the store, everything whispered exclusivity to her. Her fingers caressed the slick contours of a black onyx model, but the price tag was missing. To avoid judgment from any employee, Ellie hid behind her back her handbag, which was once radiant but was now tattered. Her eyes wandered towards a young man. His age seemed to match hers, perhaps in his mid-20s. To her, even among the high-end clientele, his austere presence was rather familiar, but in a strange way. "Hey, excuse me, please excuse me," Ellie hollered at the man who sprinted past her. "Can you tell me the price of this phone? It's absolutely posh." After turning around, his eyes squinted onto hers but flinched right away. Ellie noticed his simple denims, a black hoodie concealing his face, and gray kicks. She searched for a name tag or some indication across his clothes. "Yes?" he said. Ellie's fingers tapped the shelves, for she awaited his response. "Oh, nope, I do not work here. But someone around can help you," the man replied. "Oh, okay, yeah, I get it." Aware of the stranger's penetrating blue eyes on her, she looked down and added, "Guess I'll just find someone who does work here, then." She scanned around the store, yet there was no one else to help her. Also, that man vanished. Ellie strode off the high-end store, surveying the deserted mall for an answer to her doubts. She tossed her latte past over the nearest trash bin. "What's happening?" Ellie gasped. The mall lights, one after another, flickered and everything turned dark. She urged her feet to reach the main entrance but came across aluminum shutters on her way out. She spotted the only one there, the same guy from before. Sitting by a fountain, phone in hand, he was playing something. "Excuse me," Ellie said, her breath sharp, "do you know what's going on with the mall? The doors are shut, and I can't find anyone to ask." He looked up from his phone. "Ah, the posh girl. Don't know. Doors were shut before I got here. Thought security would ask me to leave." Ellie checked her phone. Oh gosh, no signal again. Why is this mall so far away from everything in the city? The guy glanced at his own phone and shook his head, confirming the lack of signal. She sighed, stomped her heels on the floor, and pounded on the metallic doors with her fists. "Hello? Is anyone here?" Her voice echoed throughout the deserted corridors. After he shed his hoodie, Ellie gawked at his short black hair trimmed perfectly around the sideburns, and his delineated beard around the bony chin. The man stood up and said, "I'll check out the guards' lounge and ask them to open the doors." Ellie opened her lips. "Wait, I think I know you. Are you Doyle? Doyle Pitt from Riverview High?" "Poof, yep, that's me. Doyle Pitt. And you are Ellie Gunter, right? I knew it right away, at that store." Ellie pouted her lips. "Why didn't you say anything? I didn't think you'd remember me. It's been a while." "Ellie, how could I forget you? After what you did to me in Riverview, but who cares now?" The last lights flickered and died, painting the mall into an eerie twilight. "Ahem, let's go together then," Ellie added. Was thinking of going on my own. I like to do things on my own." "Stay here, I'll search for security," Doyle said and walked away. His phone lit up the place, casting long shadows against the walls. Ellie hurried to catch up to him, her heels clacking on the floor and her eyes clinging onto his wide back. "Wait, Doyle, what's going on? What did I do to you in high school?" "Ellie, just don't wander away. I won't wait for you. I told you, I want to do things on my own." Ellie and Doyle reached the washrooms. Next to the washrooms, in a corridor, a black door was open. It read security in white letters. Because everything was off, Doyle switched on the lights. Even the screens for the security cameras were turned off. "No one's here, but why?" Ellie said. Doyle scratched his chin in deep thought. Ellie nudged his shoulder. "Look, can we please just work together? We're stuck here, and I don't know if we can afford to be stubborn." Do you see that thing pasted on the wall? It's a calendar. Something is written about staffing shortages and remaining closed for the weekend." A shiver coursed down Ellie's spine. "Will it be closed tomorrow? I don't want to be trapped in here for the whole weekend." Doyle pointed at a red telephone covered by newspapers. "Ellie, can you check that telephone?" She walked over and grabbed it. Her silence confirmed their worst fears. The line was dead. Ellie and Doyle both checked around the room, opening cabinets and removing papers here and there. Ellie opened a dusty cabinet and came across a crumpled map. We need to find another way out. There has to be an emergency exit or something. Old Area Mall, Ellie read, and her brows creased. Do you think this could be a way out? Let's take a look, Doyle said. The door is right here, behind this desk. Might be our ticket out before whatever is going on becomes worse. Doyle jerked the door, yet it was boarded by nails around the frame. He bit his lip. If only I had a hammer to open it. Ellie rummaged through her bag and handed Doyle a small hammer. Oh, why do you have this? Doyle asked. My dad used to own a hardware store. I guess some habits stick. Doyle shed his sweater onto the floor and wielded the hammer against the nails. Ellie watched his robust arms and thick wrists get into action. Fingers crossed that this leads to something, Ellie said. After Doyle opened the door, a cloud of dust swirled around. There you go. Doyle took a flashlight from the guard's belongings. The corridors were grimy and the paint on the walls faded away. They drifted through the old place and reached an atrium. Toys and stuffed animals were scattered on the floor, around a play castle structure with a slide. Moreover, there were abandoned stores around the atrium, like a pizza place, an arcade, and a hair salon. Natural light streamed from the skylight. Ellie sighed. Gosh, these heels aren't made for walking through abandoned malls. She collapsed onto a nearby bench and massaged her feet through her stockings. Should I leave you here, Ellie? Doyle sat next to Ellie. He folded his arms and shut his eyes. Hey, Ellie said, can I ask you something? What happened between us in high school? I really don't remember. You don't remember? But, your head must be filled with wealthy people stuff, right? Like what ride to buy later, or what country to visit next. Hey, that's not fair, you don't know the first thing about me. But you were Ellie Gunter, the richest girl around Riverview. Ellie replied, yeah, okay, my family's been fortunate, yet that does not mean I don't have my own struggles. Look, can we get back to what happened between us? I really don't remember, and it seems important to you. All right. I'll tell you and then we'll keep searching for a way out. We used to have a literature class, and the teacher, Miss Cramer, put us together as a team for some poetry project. Ellie leaned forward. A poetry project? Then what happened? We met outside of classes for the project. Thought you were some kind of extravagant rich girl, but we then chatted about novels, books, and movies. It went fine for weeks. You even invited me to your McMansion. And we became friends. But, when we reached that part in the project of Romeo and Juliet, things got awkward between us. Doyle closed his eyes and massaged them. Ellie reached out and touched his arm. Romeo and Juliet? Hey, are you okay? Can you tell me what happened with the project? Nope, just let's keep going. It seems you have recovered. Both Ellie and Doyle stood up and kept walking. Ellie glanced around at the dusty, abandoned shops and their faded signs or corroded doors. She examined the map. According to this, the emergency exit should be in one of these places. Let's check the arcade and the pizza place. Doyle replied, let's do this. You'll go to the pizza place and scout for the emergency exit. I'll scout the arcade. If something goes down, you holler. Ellie entered the pizza place and hoisted herself atop a table to scan around. Suddenly, the table broke and she tumbled. Hey Doyle. I am trapped here. Can you give me a hand? Doyle sprinted into the place and heaved the planks of the collapsed table, trying to free Ellie. Hey. Can you move? Ellie grasped Doyle's hand. She felt his strong grip pulling her out. She coughed while Doyle examined her condition. Ellie, you all right? Hey, Doyle, now that I am okay. Can we finish talking about what happened with the Romeo and Juliet project? She fixated on Doyle's face. I really want to know. Guess so. Let's cut to the chase. We performed some Romeo and Juliet stuff and nailed the project with an A+. But before that we were at your place. So then. Ellie leaned forward. And then we what? Doyle breathed. Well, we kissed. We kissed? Yep, believed I had a chance with you, so before summer vacation started I came to you. But you were surrounded by all your rich friends, bragging about their latest phones, planning to do yacht sailing for summer, and it happened. You dumped me in front of them. Cackling at my tattered clothes, cackling at my poor family, and exclaiming how an average guy like me would dare to date someone as rich as you. Oh, she said, I think I remember now. She looked away. I'm sorry, Doyle, I was young and stupid, and I didn't realize. I didn't realize how you felt. Well, you just recalled. That's all. Let's keep going. No. Hey. Doyle? I was caught up in my own world, and I didn't see the real you, standing right in front of me. I'm ashamed of who I was back then. Doyle pushed against a door, leading to a back corridor. Let's get out of here. That's garbage of the past. My garbage. In the corridor, he discovered the emergency exit sign, but its lock was fastened with screws around the lock. Hey, Miss Rich Ellie, do you have something to remove these, like a screwdriver? Ellie dug through her handbag and pulled out a small pouch. Actually, my dad always advised me to carry a multi-tool. Do you remember him? My family ran multiple hardware stores across the country. She handed it to Doyle, a faint smile on her face. Guess his advice came in handy. After Doyle took the multi-tool, Ellie said, "You're pretty resourceful." Doyle replied, "More like you are the resourceful one. How can you pack all that gear inside your minuscule bag?" After he pulled out the screws, the door collapsed. Ellie giggled. "Hey, it's all about prioritizing," she said with a grin. "Makeup and emergency tools, you never know when you'll need either." A starry sky stretched out before them. "Wow." Doyle breathed, stepping forward to take in the view. "It's beautiful," she said. Doyle replied, "Yeah, now that I see it, the glowing on your eyes is also pretty." "No, anyways, I'll take you to your car and then I'll go." Ellie dwelled on the stars and smiled. "You're not exactly the most charming guy, are you? But I think I'll survive your company for a little longer." Ellie's pace slowed, and she glanced at Doyle's profile. "You know, I never thought I'd say this, but it's been intriguing bumping into you again." "Yeah, meeting Juliet again maybe isn't so bad. My Juliet from the past." Doyle got Ellie to her car, but he was incredulous as the only car in that area was a rundown one. "Ellie, and where is your ride? You don't have like a fancy sports car or something?" "I bet you do." Ellie looked down. My ride, it's right here," she said, pointing to the beat-down vehicle. "Nah, you were always the rich girl at high school. Stop mocking me. Now where is your ride?" I am not rich anymore," she said. Ellie took a deep breath. "My family's hardware retail chain tanked during the pandemic. We've been scraping ever since." "But you were at that fancy store in the mall. You even confused me for an employee at that place." "I couldn't afford anything in that store and was merely window shopping. I wanted to feel like myself again. To remember what it was like to be surrounded by all that luxury." Doyle said, "Oh, I don't know what to say. Ellie, we just got out of there. And now this? Yet I can't laugh at you. It's not like I wanted some revenge on you." "Doyle, I'm glad you won't laugh." "Ellie, to tell you the truth, because of your rejection in the past, I thought that the only way to be someone is to become rich. But today I saw something in that mall that changed my mind. Even without money, you were an impressive woman full of resources. So I don't think you should blame yourself." "Thank you," she said, "that means a lot coming from you. So, this is it. I hope you will move forward in your life. Bye, Ellie." Doyle walked back to his car, leaving behind Ellie. Ellie got inside her car. She gritted her teeth. After some seconds of thinking, finally she got out. "Doyle. Wait for me." Ellie sprinted towards him. Just before reaching him, one of Ellie's high heels broke and she fell, but Doyle caught her. As Doyle supported her, she fixated on him, his blue eyes glinting under the starry sky. "Hey, slow down. We don't want anything happening to Juliet, right?" Doyle said. "Wait, Doyle," she paused and added, "can I get your number? If we could reenact that Romeo and Juliet scene. A bit more. Authentically this time." Doyle smiled and carried Ellie to her car.